Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing?
Okay.
Good.
Good.
So, we are now at the termination part of our work, which just means that we are at the end of the road with our time together. I myself have some bittersweet feelings about our time ending. I am proud of the progress that everyone has made. So, I want to kind of talk to everybody about how they feel about our time ending together. We'll start with Pat.
I feel like I've made a lot of progress since, especially since our first meeting.
Okay. And John.
I'm pretty proud of Pat for all the progress that she has made, and I feel like our family relationship has definitely gotten better.
That's good to hear. And Sandra.
I think that Pat is doing an amazing job, and I'm glad that her and John are acting like siblings again, doing things together, spending time together. As
Yeah.
their mom, that makes me happy.
Yes, that is great to hear. So, Pat, I want to know what your experience has been like through this entire process.
There's been a lot of ups and downs for sure. I know that things were kind of rough whenever me and John first started going out to lunch. We kind of had to hash out some things, but once we got over that, our relationship is just soared since. I think if you agree with me, John, I think that we're doing better than we have before. I mean, just like nothing was ever wrong or anything like that. It's almost like we've been best friends our whole lives.
And,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
John, what has your experience been like? And do you agree with what Pat said?
Yeah, I do agree. I think our relationship has definitely gotten a lot better since the beginning. We did have to hash a few things out for sure, but after that, I definitely feel like we've gotten a lot closer, and I'm proud of where she's at now.
And Sandra, what has your experience been like?
It's been good. I'm glad that my baby is getting the help that she needs. It makes me and her father very happy.
That's great. And so, I also want to ask about we had a lot of goals set during our time together. So, I want to know what you feel like you have actually accomplished during our time together. Pat, if you want to go first.
So I have a better relationship with my brother now. I have a better relationship with my parents, which I was a little nervous about. I know that I needed their support a lot more than just moral support. And I think the more that they or the less support they gave me, the better I got independently. And I just want to thank you both for that, for being there to support me, even though I've proved to you both that I shouldn't be. But I think that our relationships now are way better. Not only that, but I've also been sober for quite some time now, and I'm not really thinking about wanting to do anything anymore. I have some hobbies that I've picked up. I work at a grooming center for animals, and so life's been pretty good lately.
Great. And John, what do you feel like you have accomplished working with your family?
I feel like overall we have a better relationship with one another. I ever since my parents have kind of financially stepped back, I feel like Pat has grown as a person for sure and become more independent. And that has, of course, bettered our relationship, and it's bettered my relationship with my parents, which is nice. I'm also just proud of how independent she has become. And I feel really good about our relationship.
Good. And Sandra, what do you feel like you have accomplished working with your family?
Financially, we have only had to help Pat out once, and since her father and I are on a fixed income, it has made our stress level go down so much.
Mhm. That's great. So then, since we're not going to be working together anymore, I think it's important that we talk about how we can maintain these things that we have accomplished. So, Pat, what do you think that you can do to maintain what you've done so far?
I think that as long as I can keep up the hard work at the grooming center with my job and um, keep having time with my family, I've really enjoyed the lunches with John. It's given me something to do throughout the week. and it also builds our relationship, so I don't feel so alone, I guess. Yeah, I think, and I've also made some friends at the grooming center too that we like to hang out on the weekend sometimes, so.
Okay, and John, what do you think that you can do to help Pat maintain his sobriety and the other things that he's accomplished? She's accomplished, sorry.
I definitely want to keep doing our lunches slash dinners. I would like her to come over, more often and hang out a little more throughout the week. I feel like that would help for sure. Maybe pick up some hobbies with her as well.
Great. And Sandra, what do you feel like you can do to help maintain Pat's goals that she's accomplished?
I think that we're gonna start having Sunday dinners so that we can all get together and talk about our week, and maybe that will make Pat's stress not so high and make her not want to use.
I think that sounds like a great idea. So, another thing that I want to talk about is challenges since we won't be working together anymore. Pat, can you think of any challenging challenges that could be upcoming that you may have to face?
I mean, I know that I'll be facing like temptation probably would be my biggest challenge. Um, I feel that with my hobbies and my job and the support of my family, um, I feel that it won't be a big issue anymore, but it's hard to say unless, it happens.
Right.
But I do think that everything that's happened will assist me into not giving in to that.
So, if you do end up in that place where you are tempted and you feel like you may relapse, how do you plan to handle that situation going forward?
I mean, I plan on working on the things that we talked about with the stressors, like whether it be thinking of like being in a happy place or whatever. I know I can always call John, like John has told me time and time again, as well as mom. I can call them whenever and tell them, hey, I'm in a situation. And I feel like we're in that comfort zone now to where I can call them and be like, hey, I need help. And I feel like they'd be right there.
And John, how do you feel about that? I know in the beginning of our work together, you were a little more standoffish, but do you feel that has changed now?
I do feel like that has changed. I feel like I have definitely opened up to, having more of a relationship with my sister. I feel like I'm more emotionally available for her. Through our relationship becoming better, I feel like it has definitely opened that door for us.
Great. And Sandra, do you feel the same way?
Yes, I've noticed that they've been spending so much time together, and it just warms my heart.
Great. That's good to hear. So then another part that we like to do during the termination phase is just seeing going forward, like what we could do better. So if you guys want to tell me what you found most helpful during this time, Pat, if you want to go first.
Um, I mean, I feel like everything we've done has helped me, honestly. The most helpful would probably be the lunches with John. Um, I definitely feel like I'm not so alone now. I feel like I don't have to, not that mom and dad were never there, but I just kind of always expected them to be there. And John was kind of iffy all the time. And now that I feel like we can come together as a family, um, I feel more supported, I guess.
And
And
John,
that's
what do
helpful.
you think was most helpful during the time working with your family?
I would have to agree with Pat, to be honest. I feel like that goal setting process where we kind of had tasks that we had to do for a certain amount of time, I feel like that definitely helped. And I definitely want to continue to um, reach that goal even more now.
Okay, and Sandra, what about you?
I'm just glad that they can both be in the same room and conversate like adults.
Yep. So then I also want to ask what is something that you wished happened that did not occur, or another way is what did you find least helpful throughout this process? Pat, if you want to go first.
Something that I wished happened. I guess, I wish that I could have a better relationship with dad now. I wish that we could have worked on that. I feel like him finding me in the beginning probably didn't help our relationship at all. And I don't want him to be upset with me because that's the last time that we saw each other really.
Yeah. And John, did you wish that something would have happened that did not in our time together?
Um, I kind of wish I would have had more time to talk with my parents about what was going on. I feel like I not only was emotionally standoffish with Pat, but I was also emotionally standoffish with them and kind of built a resentment towards them for, always supporting her through these difficult times.
Okay. And Sandra, is there anything that you wish would have happened that did not?
I wish that we could have handled this situation before it got to the point that it is now.
Yeah.
I wish that Pat would have been more willing to tell us what was going on in her life.
I understand that. And I feel like a lot of families probably feel the same way that you do. So, as a last goodbye, I kind of like to just talk about what we're most excited about looking to the future. So, Pat, if you want to, do you have anything that you're excited about or looking forward to?
So I'm about to get promoted at my grooming job, and I'm really excited for that, but I'm also excited to just get together as a family and appreciate that time. I feel like I'm more grateful now than I was of their support, and so I am excited for that.
Great. And John, anything that you're excited about for the future?
I'm excited to see how Pat progresses and how our overall family relationship progresses as well. Um, I feel like we've made a lot of progress so far, and it can only get better from here.
Great. And Sandra, what about you? Anything you're excited about?
I'm excited about all this family time that we're getting to spend together now and in the future.
Yes. All right, so that it concludes our sessions together. I hope you guys learned a lot, learned some coping mechanisms, and I wish you guys nothing but the best going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.